presentation is by Ben Smith Productions. Any use of this live stream, including screen recording, re-uploading, is strictly prohibited.
This is 19, everybody, and we welcome you all into the broadcast of the March Madness Selection Sunday Showdown and the Bracket Release Show, the third year in a row that we're doing it here on my YouTube channel. Hello, everybody, I'm Ben Smith, and joining me with you guys on Ben Smith Broadcasting. Thank you all for being here. Yep, this is one of two streams on my birthday, so hello, chat. Hope you all are doing well. One of two streams that we're going to be doing. We're going to do the WBC, USA Dominican, we'll probably start that at around like maybe we're going to start at 8 or something, somewhere in that. How we doing, chat? Yep, the wait is finally over, folks. One team will be crowned, the NBA will be crowned champion of the NCAA tournament, as there's a lot of teams who have clinched their rights to a berth in the March Madness tournament. We obviously know, like, for sure, first team that might be off the board might be Duke. We'll probably see how that goes from there. But hello, chat. How we doing today, chat? So, a little bit of the teams who already... So, all the teams already done with their respective conference tournaments in the NCAA bracket. As we enter our first team that will be up first, it is the Duke Blue Devils, the number one seeded team so far. We're going to go right to it. Duke, the number one ranked team so far. And who will Duke play against? Siena College. That is the first two games that are off the board. Now, and they play Thursday in Greenville, South Carolina. So, not too far of a ride. Ohio State landing at the 8th seed. 21-12 record. One of the top ranked teams, UConn, in that game. They will play Friday in San Diego. Who will they play Friday, though? Is the answer. They'll play Northern Iowa, NIU. The number 12 seed team who punched their ticket in the Arch Madness last week. Just today. And number 4 will be Kansas, who had a fantastic run over the past couple of years. 23-10 record this year as they faced off against CBU, Cal Baptist University. A new team in the tournament this year. So on the other side of the bracket, let's go to the bottom half of the bracket here. We'll have Louisville up first against USF, the number 11th ranked team. 23-10 Louisville against USF. And then number 3, Michigan State. And then 25-7 record here. And they play in Buffalo on Thursday against North Dakota State University, number 14th ranked team in the country. in the East right now. This is on the east side of the bracket, Eastern region. They play in Buffalo. So number 7 seed in Philadelphia, UCLA, finally back in the tournament. Number 7 seed and going off against number 10 UCF. A very close region team along UCF up there and UCLA on Friday in Philadelphia. Also on Friday, I believe number 2 might be UConn. Yep, UConn is the number 2 team. 29-5 record, just lost the Big East tournament. But however, they play Friday in Philadelphia. Who will be their opponent on Friday? Let's see. It'll be Furman, who upset Virginia back in 2023. So, just to repeat with you guys, the top bracket, Duke, Siena, Ohio State, TCU, St. John's, NIU, and then Kansas, CBU. And then the other side, Louisville, USF, Michigan State, NDSU, UCLA, UCF, UConn, and then Furman. So that's the first off the board there. We see the Blue Devils starting up Thursday against Siena, and then Thursday's going to be great slate. Great slate of games on Thursday. Wow. And then Furman against UConn. Furman just won their conference. I'm sorry, I'm just deleting the whole other side of the bracket. That's our created bracket. Shout out to Uno Overlays for that. And I believe we're going to go to the others. We're about to go to the other side of the bracket now. I think it's the west side now. And without a doubt, the west side's going to be Arizona as the number 1 seed. But they just entered into commercial break. I had to create I'm creating a bracket for my other league that I'm in currently. So it was Alright. I don't know why the intro video is popping up. So I go back to school tomorrow, but I'll probably get back in the morning. Alright, we're back here in the March Madness bracket release show. This is the Midwest region of the bracket here. And right to the number 1 seed will definitely go to Arizona, without a doubt. Here. Winning the Big 12. 32-2 record all year. And then they'll play Friday in San Diego. Who will be the other team that will be playing them so far in the tournament is LIU, Long Island University, who definitely does the Sharks up every time they do free throws. 24-10 LIU. Number 8 is Villanova. 24-8. But definitely fell after losing to Georgetown. They'll play Utah State. So that's the West region of the... This is the West region of the bracket. Along with that, Thursday, number 5, Wisconsin. 24-10 record, all in Portland, Oregon for this game. Going against High Point. Could look for an upset in that game. But yeah, and High Point is celebrating. It's like a party up in there. (30-4) record for them. In Portland, it will be Arkansas in this game at number 4. 26-8 record as they play Hawaii. (24-8) and that one. Now to the bottom side of the bracket is we have BYU, number 6 ranked team, led by AJ DeBonta. Brigham Young, (23-11) score, and then they will face Texas or NC State. That will be in Portland, in the rights to that game. Next up, it will be the number 3 seed. Number 3 seed, Gonzaga, the Zags. 30-3 all year, ranked the number 3 team, playing in Portland, Oregon on Thursday against Kennesaw State. And then on the other side, Miami, back in the tournament. Miami, Florida. Don't get that twisted. Going off against Missouri. This one's also on Friday. (20-12) record. And number 2 will be Purdue. The Big Ten champions, the Purdue Boilermakers, 27-8 all year, going against Queens College in the bracket. So, let's look at it again. The top side of the bracket, you got Arizona, LIU, Villanova, Utah State, Wisconsin, High Point, Arkansas, Hawaii, and then BYU, Texas, and the winner of Texas NC State, Gonzaga, Kennesaw State, Miami against Missouri, and then Purdue against Queens. That's your bracket right there. What is your thoughts on that bracket? I think that's a solid side of the bracket. I would say you got Arizona might go away, and that's in that western region. Not even might, they will. BYU and Texas, that might be a good even matchup. Alright, I'm trying to delete as much as I can as we go back to. So I believe the other side will be, we're going to get the Midwest side of the bracket. It's already 6:16 stream time here. As we welcome to the other. The other side of the bracket is Miami, Ohio. Some of the underrated teams so far. Usually they like to go fast sometimes in these things, but that's why I had to slow down here. I actually made this a couple weeks ago during a class. uh the Holy Cross made it to the tournament. The women's side, I think, gets released tomorrow, or later on tonight at 7, I think. The men's usually come first, and then the women's come after. The men's. I'm talking about the men's side of the bracket when I say that. They usually come first, I believe. No, they get released at 8 p.m. I knew it was the men's come out first. The men's bracket goes out first, and then the women's bracket goes out secondly in the bracket. That's the sound of March right there. Shout out to Future for that. The greatest song to ever come out in March is March Madness. I already got the feel. Dude Perfect, watched Stereotypes a lot. Grew up watching that technically. As we enter back into we already got the Eastern region done. And then the Midwest region coming up next. We have a couple teams that are still waiting. The Midwest region actually is coming up. Brought to you by Coca-Cola, and Michigan gets it. And that was not even a shocker at all. This is the number 1 seed playing against Buffalo. This game's slated for Thursday. 31-3 record. They will play UMBC or Howard. On Thursday, the winner of that game in the first 4. The 8 and the 9 seed Georgia sneaking into the tournament in Buffalo for that game. 22-10 record this season. Big turnaround, and they'll play the Billikens of St. Louis. (28-5) record there. Texas Tech, the number 5 seed in the tournament, 22-10, and the 12th. And this is Friday in Tampa, Florida. In that game, that will be at Amalie Arena against Akron. Number 12th ranked team. And then as we go down to the 4th ranked team right now, we got Alabama sneaking in at number 4. And 23-9 record going against Hofstra. Definitely a school that should be mentioned on that. Sorry, couldn't fit UMBC and Howard, but that's that side, the bottom side of the bracket. However, Tennessee, number 6 team, 22-11 record this year, going against number 11 Miami, Ohio, or SMU. In this game. Now Friday, and that's Friday in Philadelphia. The number 3 ranked team in this group, Virginia, 29-5. No shock about that. 3rd ranked team played in Philadelphia Friday. And who will be the number 14 team? Wright State. 23-11. Now, Kentucky, the number 7 seed. 21-13 record. And they'll face off against Santa Clara. (26-8) on that side. Now, the number 2 and the number 15th seed will be Iowa State at number 2. This is the bottom of the Midwest region. The number 2 Iowa State, 27-7 record this season in St. Louis, will play off against Tennessee State. So that's the bracket. Michigan, UMBC, and Howard. The winner of that game will face off against number 1 Michigan. Georgia, St. Louis, Texas, Akron, Miami, Alabama, Hofstra. And then on the bottom side of the bracket, let's take a look. Tennessee, Miami, Ohio. The winner of Miami, Ohio, SMU will play Tennessee. Virginia, and then Wright State, Kentucky, Santa Clara, and then Iowa State and Tennessee State. That is the bracket on that side there. Alright, as I delete these, hopefully this thing isn't a pain. So we'll definitely show the final bracket once it comes out. But it won't be out until like 9 o'clock. It probably won't be out until 8 o'clock tonight. So we'll definitely show you during the WBC. That for sure. They just entered commercial break again. And then afterwards, Tatum made Duke UNC.
Money. Your cut money. 70,000. Well, technically 72,000. I tell you what. You show me a pay stub for $72,000 on it, I quit my job right now and I work for you. Hey, Paulie, what's up? How much money you make? No. Pay me to tell you just do it. They pay me to show you I do it again. What? No, yeah. Everything's.
Alright. We're still in that break right now, covering this March Madness live show. Thank you all who ended up tuning into this today. They're getting back. I think they're coming back into action as Alright, we're going to get back into it shortly, as it will be the South Midwest. Now we're going to the South region of the bracket. Florida. No decision there. The defending national champion Florida Gators getting the 26-7 seed, 26-7 record. Playing, don't have to travel too far. They'll go to Tampa for this game as they face off against number 16th ranked. I believe it's going to be Prairie View, A&M, and then Lehigh. And then Clemson. All right. And then Clemson on the board. Clemson coming in 24-10. They will face off against Iowa in that game. And then Vanderbilt 26-8. Record for Vandy. They will face off against McNeese. Whoa. Oh, there's... Oh, my. And then number 4, Nebraska. McNeese with their third appearance in the NCAA, third straight appearance in the NCAA tournament. Going against number 13th seeded Troy in that game on Thursday. That's a Thursday slate of games. All right. And then on the other side, on the bottom side of the bracket, North Carolina, UNC, number 6th ranked team, 24-8 record. As they will face off, this might be another consolation too, I believe. Nope, VCU, 27-7 record against UNC. This will be in South Carolina on Thursday. Greenville. This will be in Greenville, South Carolina. That should be a really interesting one for that game. And also on Thursday, the number 3 seeded Illinois is 24-8, going against the upsetted Ivy League winners Penn, 18-11, punched their ticket to the NCAA tournament. They're the number 14th seed. Number 7th seed in Oklahoma Thursday, Oklahoma City, will be St. Mary's. Against Texas A&M. Number 10, Texas A&M. That will be there. And then Houston, the number 2 seed. Should be Houston, number 2 seed, 28-6. Gonna be playing in Oklahoma. And they will face off against Idaho, which is the last team to make it into the tournament. (21-14) record. So, once again, top bracket: Florida, Prairie View, or Lehigh, Clemson, Iowa, Vanderbilt, McNeese, and then Nebraska and Troy. Afterwards, on the bottom side of the bracket, UNC, VCU, and then Illinois and Penn, and then St. Mary's, Texas A&M, then Houston and Idaho. That's the end. That's the last couple of teams to make it into the bracket there. I can't wait to see who the first 4 are out. Alright, so 10, they're conferences with multiple bids. 10 in the SEC, 9 in the Big Ten, 8 in the ACC, 8 in the Big 12, 3 in the Big East, 3 in the WCC, 2 in the A10, the Atlantic 10, and 2 in the MAC, as we just seen moments ago. And this is March, folks. The last 4 in, last 4 in are NC State, Texas, SMU, and then Miami. Miami barely even made it in. 64th ranked in net. SMU 37th ranked. Texas 42nd, and then NC State 36th. And then the first 4 out, you got Oklahoma 1915 with a record of 1915, ranked 48th in net. The NET, that's the NET committee. Then you got Auburn 17-16 record, 38th in the NET rank. San Diego State 22-11. That's a surpriser right there. Who barely made it out on that one. That was the first. That was 47th in the NET, and then Indiana with 18-14 record and the 41st in the NET rank. So that is the first 4 out of the tournament. And most likely they will be the first couple into the NIT tournament, the National Invitational Tournament that will take place so far. Probably going to be taking place within the next couple of days. This one we'll see the first games of the NIT. The women's bracket is at 8, and it comes out at 8. And that is our selection show. Thank you all for tuning in on YouTube. Once again, my name is Ben Smith on Ben Smith Broadcasting here on my YouTube channel. And then we're going to get ready at 8 o'clock. Stick around. We have the USA and the Dominican Republic getting ready for that game. The first pitch expected for 8 o'clock. But we'll have the live stream starting at 8. Probably we'll start at 8:10 for the first pitch. We'll see you all then. Thank you all for watching. Good night, goodbye, everybody. We'll see you all in 2